So Monday night, not having anything special for dinner. Didn't know what I wanted to have tonight. And then I decided, well, I'm going to be in Cape May, New Jersey relatively soon. We'll be trying one new winery down there, one I haven't been to in a while. So Natalie Vineyards, I've never been to. Natalie Winery, Natalie, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Hawk Haven I've been to, but since then they've really increased their wines they offer now. And then Turdo, so the winery down in Cape May that makes many Italian varietals. This is their sangiovese, which I've spoken to in the past, and it's absolutely fantastic. So I've been dying to try the Nebbiolo. They say it's in the fall. 2 years running, I've not been able to get it. So maybe I get lucky, but I doubt it. They should have their Sangio. I can't imagine leaving without another case of their Sangio, or at least 6 bottles. Especially if they have a new vintage and we taste it and it's awesome. So who knows? They have a Nero d'Avolo that I like. They have a Bordeaux blend that I really like. And there was another one that I'm forgetting the name of, but I think I still had 2 of them, one of them in the refrigerator. But their Sangio, I think, to date, is the best wine I've had from them. I think it's amazing. So it's crazy, right? So if I had to pick wine from one part of the world to drink, I said Piedmont, but if I had to pick one country, it'd be Italy. I think Italy gives me a broad spectrum of everything I would want if I had to pick one country to buy wine from for the rest of my life. I don't have that restriction, thankfully, but if I did, I would pick it. With that said, discovered an amazing Nebbiolo in Pennsylvania, an amazing Sangio down in South New Jersey. So it's just showing you that you can make wine, good wine, as long as you know what you're doing. You give it the right care anywhere. I'm pretty sure all 50 states in the United States make wine, some semblance of wine. I am sure they're not all great, but I'm sure some wineries are better than others, just like everywhere else, even in California, right? Even in Napa, there's great wineries, there's mediocre, there's probably some that are just making jug wine. This is going to happen. So this wine, I don't know if I would know it's Sangio. Maybe, but it's got so much on the nose. There's absolutely a deep black cherry in here. There's a touch of like white pepper. Then there's some herbal, but it's like if there was an herbal almond liqueur, I swear that's what this smells like. But obviously this is a wine. This wine's extremely restrained, 12.5%. It does not taste that light, but that is the percentage of what they used to do back in the day, say the 80s and 70s, was much lower percentage ABV, alcohol by volume, of wine. But this doesn't taste like it's light. It's very acidic, extremely flavorful. There's so much on the nose, and a lot of that comes through on the palate too. So it's a very mouth-watering type of wine. It's got like a sweet herbal smell, like sweet basil. But this is a dry, vinified dry wine for sure. I don't get truffle, which I sometimes get out of, say, Tuscany Sangio or Nebbiolo at a Piedmont. But I get so many other things, which are just so awesome. The acidity is awesome. Medium plus acidity. Like I said, it does not taste like 12.5. It's got a long finish. It's got a delicious factor, but it's got an elegance to it. It's delicious, and it's really well made. The best Sangiovese I've had outside of Italy. I haven't had that many, but this beats all of them that I've ever had. So kudos to Turdo for just making this wine amazing. Pretty sure I've had more than one vintage of it, and I've said the same thing for both, that they're just amazing. All the same components like the black cherries there. There's a basil, there's a sage, there's a tiny, tiny bit of a white pepper, but tiny. This is not heavily peppered by any means. It's more herbal and black cherry than anything. There's that herbal almond liqueur type of aroma. There's like a almond thing in here. I can't get away from like thinking about a sweet almond or something like that, an almond liqueur of some sort. It's crazy. This is actually warming, but it's a 12.5%er. Great finish. Tannins are about medium minus, which is they're more medium minus. So I'd say the tannins on this are less than out of Tuscany, but yeah, it's there, but they're medium minus. I think that'd be the only way I could really distinguish this from a Tuscan Sangiovese. Might be the tannin structure. It just might be. Maybe the grape skin's a little thicker in Tuscany. I don't know. Either way, can't wait. If they have a new vintage, it'd be awesome to try a new vintage. And to try some of the wines down there in KMA. I am gonna beg them to see if they have like a Nebbiolo in the back. Like, please let me buy one. I'll buy a case of wine, something, who knows. I'll do whatever I can to try to taste it. I really want to taste it. Nebbiolo being in my top 5 varietals. I was at a store recently that had some, I wouldn't say overage, but about 2015, 2016 type $50 Napa cabs. I might have to go back and buy a few. I did yesterday buy 2 $20, well actually just unbox those right now. So I bought 2 of the Podium Verdicchios. $25 white wine. I'm up to I think I had the 2016 vintage. I drank them out of that. I drank them out of the 17. I think I'm onto their 18 now. So it's still got a little bit of age. The 16 was amazing. The 18, there's still awesome, great white wine, weekday white wine. And I need some weekday red wine. So for $20, well, this is the one I bought in the past. I had this before, so this was $20. La Sacristie de la Ville Curée, Fronsac, 2015. Pretty sure this is Right Bank, so mostly Merlot, blend of 80% Merlot, 20% Cab Franc. $20, and this is a 2015, so it got some years on it. It was great. It was great. I look back at my notes, I give it a 4 out of 5. I didn't really write many notes. I think I did a video, but I just remember it being pretty good. I was gonna buy the other one I also bought at the same time that I bought that, but then I saw this one, Chateau Leonat Lussac Saint-Emilion, so also Right Bank. I think Satellite Saint-Emilion is Fronsac, Lussac. And this is also 2015. I've never had this. This is Merlot 85, Cab 11, Cab Franc 4. So a little bit of Cab Sauv in here. So this is actually from Saint-Emilion. Maybe it's one of the satellite villages. But either way, it'll be cool to try them. It'll be cool to try them. Back to this Sangio here. This will absolutely get better as it opens up. It just opens up even better and better and better. And I bet this can age. I wouldn't over age it, I don't think, just because the tannins aren't there, but the acid's absolutely there. Maybe I'm dead wrong. This might age amazing. I don't know. I think sometimes it's an absolute guess, but it typically is a ratio between your tannin and acid, how a wine will age, but it's always a guess. Oh, this will be great in 20 years. How do you really know? Just guessing, and it's experience. These wine critics have the experience. I do not. Hey, this wine's amazing. It's amazing. So, I think based on aged wines, I've said it numerous times, the aged whites are absolutely my sweet spot right now. I have not been drinking a whole heck of a lot of them. I want to go back up to the Finger Lakes. If I go back to Sheldrake and they have that aged chard, it'd be difficult for me not to buy a case, come home with a case. And I really, really want to bring home some of the aged Rieslings too, of which I did not. I think one 2009 still in the cellar to drink eventually, but the 2001 Chard, I have one up here. Pretty much sure I did. Yeah, 2001 Chard, I'm staring at it. Sheldrake Point Winery was unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I do love edged reds, but sometimes they lose too much character. But I'm starting to just appreciate that too. I think this is part of my wine journey. You start with $20 wines or $15 wines, and you progress to big unctuous, call them fruit bombs, and then you start discovering Bordeaux and other parts of the world, and then Pinot Noir ends up in there, and Burgundy might end up in there, and all these other places. I'm always exploring. I still need to explore way more Burgundy, Pommard, and Gevrey-Chambertin, and Volnay, and I know I love Volnay. I know I love Gevrey-Chambertin. I don't know if I love Pommard, the village. So I'd like to get some more wines from Pommard, probably this summer. Maybe in Cape May, I'll buy a Pommard or two and bring them and have them at dinner. They're great. A Pinot is great for when you don't know what you're going to have. Fish can go well with some fish, absolutely, depending on especially how they prepare it, the sauces, whatever they prepare it with, and other types of food for sure. But always have a backup white too. And then I think you progress maybe into some aged wine. I think that might be where you end up in your wine journey once you've been doing it for 20-something years, which is sort of where I'm at. That you just start thinking about how wine ages, and that you get that other flavor profile from all that aging. I know now there's so many orange wines, these extra extended skin contact orange wines. I don't see as many here. It seems like other regions that are go a little bit more freestyle, Australia specifically, definitely in California, but they're not sold readily in New Jersey. Some stores have some. Montevino certainly does. I'm pretty sure Wineworks has some, but not a ton. So I'd like to try more of those. Some of the ones that are kind of in between, and I mean like not overly extended skin contact, like that Avino I had, which was extremely tannic, like an absolute sour beer with tons of tannin, and it was an acquired taste. I couldn't drink that whole bottle. I couldn't even drink half. I could drink like a glass at a time and just appreciate it for what it is. And I craved it in a weird way, but at first I wasn't a huge fan, and then I kind of started craving a white with some tannin in it, or some body. It had a lot more body and texture to it. So this video's all over the place, but I'm gonna go have a salad. I'm gonna go have it with the Sangio. I have basil and tomato and cheese and balsamic and olive oil, and I think the Sangio will work wonderfully with that salad. And see what the next video brings. I'm definitely going to be trying some amazing Catena wine soon. I have an 09 Nicholas Catena, and I'm pretty sure that's their flagship Cabernet out of Argentina. I don't think I've had it. Maybe I've had it once. I don't remember. I have to check my Vivino account. But when I have a dry aged steak that's worthy of a wine like that, I will be doing that pairing sometime soon. Gosh, so many wines I want to try. But first up's going to be going to that store, maybe buying a few Napa Cabs that have a little bit of age in Cape May, and then take a little breather, whittle down some of the stocks I have here, and then go from there. That's it. Have a good night.